It can be frustrating when you know you have to study, but you just can't get your head down and do it. When you try to force yourself to be disciplined, but no matter how much you try, you just can't. So you know what to do in this situation? What do you do if you come from an undisciplined family? Or you have undisciplined parents? Or everyone around you is undisciplined? And you're learning those bad habits? Let me tell you this. You don't get discipline from your parents. You don't get discipline from your friends or family. You don't get discipline from an external source. You have to get it from within you. When you set the bar so high for yourself, when you maintain the standard, when you plan your days to maximize your chances, sleeping 8 hours a day, planning the next day, the night before, writing down what you have to do, all these things will help towards making you more disciplined. So what can you do when you feel like you don't want to study any longer? Close your eyes. Envision what it'll feel like when you're done. When you're done with your 5 hours of studying. When you open the exam paper and you quickly scan the questions and you know the answer to every single question. When you get your exam results and your friends ask what grade you got and you can proudly tell them. When you're graduating with a 4.0 GPA and your family are proud to show you off. On the other hand, envision what you'll feel like later if you don't go and study. When you let the discipline fade away. When you're feeling depressed because you know you're falling behind the rest of the class. When you know an exam is approaching and you're absolutely terrified because you know you'll fail. Ask yourself which one you want to feel. And at the end of the day, when you're headed off to bed, remember what you did that day. Did you push yourself and study to your full potential? Because if you did, those hours turn into weeks, and those weeks turn into months, and those months turn into years, and pushing yourself in those critical moments, when you feel like giving up, will put you in a far better place. Not only for you, but for the people around you too. But you have to maintain the discipline. When you get to the level when you become almost like a machine, you don't think about whether you're going to study or not, because you don't give yourself that option. You've already made the commitment, and there's no backing out of it. Every single day, no matter what. And once you've committed to your studying, once you've committed to learning, to growing, to becoming a better person, then you study every single day. And by doing it every day, it's one of the most powerful ways of building up your entire life. Picking something, in this case studying, and committing to it every single day. Those little daily actions build up over the year. And that is what will transform you. Do what you have to do every day. Create a daily routine. Designate a study area. Develop a study timetable. Write down a list of books to read. Create a study group. Write down your educational goals. And then, every day, with no exceptions, go to work. You'll see the changes in your life for yourself.
Study in silence. Let your success make the noise. Your success isn't recognized when you're studying until the early hours of the morning. It's not recognized when you're the first person walking into the library at 7 in the morning. Yet this is where your success is made. It's during the daily habits and routine. When you're putting in the discipline and building your work ethic on a daily basis and applying these skills consistently, this is what will push you to the next level. It's the discipline that you cultivate in the lonely nights of studying in the early mornings. To have the results, you've gotta be willing to do what everyone else is not willing to do. You have to go places where everyone else is not willing to go. If you look at the all-time greats, all throughout history, the top 0.1%, the true leaders, the titans, look at what they do. They don't seek short-term pleasure in everything they do. That's what the 99% do. The top 0.1% do the opposite, because they understand that if you want to have a great life, look at what the 99% do. And do the opposite.
And if you are truly in the 0.1%, be prepared. Your life will change like you can't even imagine. You can help people on a scale that is unfathomable. You can buy cars and houses like you didn't think was possible, but be prepared. As you start changing the world, you will be called a freak, a misfit, greedy. They'll say that you just got lucky. But remember this, if you don't have people hating on you, then you're not there yet. You can be world class, or you can fit in with the world. You don't get to do both. And I'll leave you with the words of Matthew Hussey, because this video was made for all the crazy people. The irrationals. For everyone that doesn't want to just live an average life. In order to craft a life that you love more than the life that you have today, you have to start being a little irrational. Reasonable people adapt themselves to the world. Unreasonable people attempt to adapt the world to themselves. All progress, therefore, depends on unreasonable people. So, you have two options right now. You can either be one of life's reasonable people, or you can be someone who's slightly unreasonable. Somebody who demands more from life. And if you haven't already started, you can start right now. Starting with one small decision. How many hours are you planning on studying tonight? Or tomorrow? Ask yourself that. Right now. How many hours are you planning on studying? That's great. Now double it. That's how many hours you will study tonight. It's an easy first step to make. So simple, but it can kick you out of your comfort zone. Go with the non-traditional path. The road less traveled. Be a leader. Be revolutionary.
Stop making excuses and get it done. There's nobody in this world that's going to get you what you want. You're going to have to go out there and get what you want by studying hard. Being talented is not good enough. You've got to study hard, and you've got to work hard. Stop waiting for somebody to come in there and make your life perfect. Make your life great. You gotta do it. You gotta make the change in your life that you want to happen. You cannot depend on anybody. The only person I'm ever going to rely on in this world is myself, because I know that's the one thing I can control. My attitude and my mentality. Stop doing what you're doing every single day unless you're dedicated to being great.
It's so sad to see so many young people give up on the life they want to live just because they're scared of failure. Most people fear failure so much that they don't even try. Therefore, they fail just by default. Achieving incredible grades will never be easy, but the only way you can guarantee to get poor grades is to not even try in the first place. Don't fear putting yourself out there. There's too much pressure to fit in. Fit in with friends, fit in with society, too afraid to dream about what you are capable of and going out there and grabbing life by the horns. Believe in yourself. If you can dream it, then you can be it. If you believe it, then you can achieve it. And it might not happen straight away. It might take you longer than you expect. An F grade student doesn't transition to an A grade student overnight. But if you're committed and maintain belief that in the end you will achieve the results you are chasing, then there's absolutely nothing getting in your way.
It is within you. You just gotta find it. So when your alarm clock goes off, you have a decision to make. And it takes discipline to do this. To get up and to make every single minute of your day count. And you gotta do this every day. no matter what it takes. If you really want it that bad, you better get used to being uncomfortable. What you concentrate on is what you get. You've got to concentrate. If you concentrate, you'll get the grades that you want. If you concentrate on improving your work ethic every day, an incredible work ethic is what you'll get. If you concentrate on success every day, success is what you'll get. It's not a difficult concept to understand. If you want to do something in your life, whatever it is, it's gonna take concentration. Don't stop. Obstacles, challenges, distractions. Keep moving forward.
When I think about it, frankly, I am nothing but weakness. I'm not naturally strong, I'm not naturally fast, I'm not naturally flexible, and I'm certainly not the smartest guy in the world. And I get emotional over stupid things, and I eat the wrong foods, and I don't sleep enough, and I procrastinate, and I waste time, and I care too much about stupid things and not enough about important things. And of course, my ego is too big. But at the same time, my mind is too small and it's trapped inside itself. But now that being said, I have a saying, and you've probably heard me say it before. A person's strengths are often their biggest weaknesses. And so that also means that their weaknesses can be their strengths. So, me, I am weak. In all those ways that I listed, I am weak. But I don't accept that. I don't accept that I am what I am and that is what I'm doomed to be. No, I don't accept that. I'm fighting. I'm always fighting. I'm struggling and I'm scrapping and I'm kicking and clawing at those weaknesses to change them, to stop them. Some days I win. Some days I don't. But each and every day I get back up and I move forward with my fists clenched toward the battle, toward the struggle. And I fight with everything I've got to overcome those weaknesses and those shortfalls and those flaws, as I strive to be just a little bit better today than I was yesterday.
Maybe you're struggling with keeping up your report deadlines and all the exams approaching. Maybe you're going through some family problems, or financial difficulties, or friendship problems, or relationship issues. But that's okay. You still have enough fight left within you. Shake off that doubt. Shake off the negative thoughts going through your mind. You're in the right place. You're exactly where you need to be. Now, your next step is to get your mindset in the right place, and this is where it will challenge you. But that's not a bad thing. You will have to forge a huge shift in mindset.
I've seen it happen. I've seen D-grade students suddenly make a decision that they are better than that they are capable of achieving more than D grades. And within weeks, they've made a transformation. And suddenly, they're A-grade students. I've seen it happen. I've seen students that have been getting average grades their whole educational journey. And then suddenly a shift in mindset happens. And they climb to the top of the class, and they stay there. They stay at the top of the class until they graduate. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't happen often. It's not an easy thing to do, but I've seen it enough times to know it's definitely possible. And what I noticed is they fell into a dark place. somewhere where they had nowhere to go. They were pushed into a corner, and fight or flight mode kicked in. They had to make a decision: fight or flight. And they chose fight. Because if you choose flight, you continue on the same path. You continue getting the same grades. You continue having the same mediocre life that most people have. Because you choose to run from your problems. But if you choose fight, doors start to open. Opportunities make their way to you. You become happier.
So how do you do that? How do you choose fight mode? This is how. You face your problems head on. You increase the amount of studying you're doing, from 4 hours to 5 to 6 to 7. When you have 10 minutes free, instead of taking out your phone to scroll through Instagram, you open your ebook and you read for 10 minutes. You drastically cut down the time you're procrastinating because you're so focused on the goals you are chasing. You start to find that you're having fewer problems in your life. The stress of exams approaching does not exist anymore. Because you're so well prepared and you studied so much for them, when the exams do come, you find them easy. When deadlines are getting closer, it doesn't bother you because you have completed everything weeks before the final deadline. And if you keep this up, you'll find yourself building up momentum day by day until you're swimming with the tide rather than against it. Studying actually becomes easier, and you start to enjoy it.
This will be a transformative year. The truth is, everyone watching this is going through some kind of transformation. We're all in the process of transforming into a better, smarter version of ourselves. Don't let the bad habits you may have picked up in the past slow down your transformation. Destroy them. They're in the past now. Reset. The habits you make now will determine your future path. This is your time.